Something happened.
Yes, I think we are.
So let me.
Hello, everyone. I am so excited to have this beautiful reunion here with my dear friend Guthema Roba. And it's a special day for all of us. And for all of you, it's a because we are going to share something very special, co-create something special today in a short session. And we want to bring a little more of the beauty of poetry to all life, everywhere from our hearts. And I couldn't think of any other, poet to start with. But my friend Guthema, whose poetry I've been using in a lot of my yoga classes and in my roles. And we want to inspire you that you don't have to be a published poet to join this weaving of the heart of poetry with us. There are many of you who perhaps have written poetry since you were a child or wish to write poetry, and you can join in and let the richness of this energy bless you, especially in this new year 2018, or it's all about deepening our rebirth into the light, into the love of the heart. So welcome Guthema, and I want to maybe you can share a little bit about your what does poetry, a question, an introductory question will be, what does poetry mean to you? Because everything you do is expressed through poetry.
Thank you, Cezarina, very much. For me, poetry is, every day, every moment, we have something to share. We say something with a friend, with a stranger. We speak different languages using words, but there is a moment when there is nothing to say. There is a moment when there is nothing to be spoken, when there is only complete silence, complete serenity. In this moment when you cannot say a word, this particular instance is poetry. When silence takes over and everything becomes music, everything becomes poetry. Everything becomes dance. So this moment when you are deeply moved, something moves you, something opens your heart. Something explodes inside you, life explodes inside you.
Yes, indeed.
You become drunk with something you cannot explain. This is poetry for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't even describe what is poetry. It is like, what is God? Yeah. What is life? You can't say anything. Description can probably hide the very essence of it. So if somebody asks you, what is God? Can you describe, can you define God for me? And the only thing you can say is nothing. You can say nothing. How can you really describe such a thing? When you cannot describe anything, that is so beautiful. It is time to be silent.
Yeah. Exactly. I find that very true because I'm in stillness a lot lately, and it's so full of poetry.
Yes. And you just become so empty, like a child. You are so pure, you are empty. You return to emptiness itself. You become nothing, completely nothing, nothing to say, nothing to do. Such a sacred moment for you. And then poetry comes out of this, comes out of this nothingness. and also emptiness, which is at the same time fullness also.
Yes. Should we start with a poem? Because
Yes.
it's all about a virtual circle of poetry of life and poetry from the heart, with all our beautiful friends from around the world watching and enjoying this later. And
yes, I can read a poem. This one is called Great Suffering. Don't look at the ups and downs of life. Don't look at the ups and downs of life. Gaze in between. Don't look at the ups and downs of life. Gaze in between. Happiness based on reason is a great suffering. Happiness based on reason is great suffering. In order to be happy, you don't have to have any reason. Happiness based on reason is great suffering. Whatever you desire, let it be what you already are. Whatever you desire, let it be what you already are. Happiness based on reason is great suffering. Whatever you desire, let it be what you already are. It can be it will be given abundantly because you are infinite source of joy. Whatever you desire, let it be what you already are. It will be given abundantly because you are infinite source of joy. Don't solve mysteries. Don't solve mysteries. Learn how to live with mysteries. Learn how to live with mysteries. You are mystery. Life is mystery. God is mystery. Don't solve mysteries. Learn how to live with mystery. Then they will take you to a place where you have lived only in your dreams. They will take you to a place where you have lived only in your dreams. Thank you.
yes, I have a poem of yours, as a couple, that I would love to read as well.
Okay.
It says, last night on my walk, something extraordinary was exchanged between my heart and the stars. And suddenly my appetite for God became bottomless. I have God for my breakfast and lunch and supper. Even 3 meals a day is not being enough. Eating from spoon is not enough. Sitting with God is not enough. It has become absolutely necessary to melt into God's infinite fragrance until He's only God.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
And here we sink again into the beingness of that which is everything, the source of everything, just by speaking these beautiful verses. This is, this is what we wish to inspire for everyone around. Take time to nurture and feed their souls, like the poem says. Your appetite can be endless for this kind of stuff, for this magic, mystical heart stuff. But you have to get your appetite to work, because we starve ourselves when we're not surrounding our soul, our life with beauty. with our eyes looking around and seeing the divine, right? The seeing the
Yes.
light, the love. And then when we see it, it starts speaking to us in poetry.
Yes.
And a lot of times we see it and we rush. We just drop that desire. We don't pick it up. We don't say, oh, I want more of it. We just put it aside. I don't have time right now. I need to drive. I need to go pick up children. I need to go make supper. And yet there's that
Yes.
pull, that call. For me, it's in my, I can feel it, the tug inside your heart. And it says, no, drop everything. I am all of it. And
Yes.
if you find 5 minutes with me, with this heart of all things, everything else will get realigned and everything will be fine. So, that's the hope, I think, that I want to bring to those listening and watching, that please listen to that inner voice that says, stop what you're doing for 5 minutes and just stop and do it. Read a poem. Listen to something beautiful, dance to a song, whatever it is that poetry means to you. Perhaps it's not in writing form. Perhaps the poetry is through movement,
Yes.
is through feeling, is through song, is through hugging
Yes.
a dear one, and then having extra moments to smile at someone on the street, or taking
Yes.
time to, like, sometimes I think in the past when I spoke with you and we interviewed you on our radio show years ago, you were mentioning, I remember vividly, you're mentioning how you would go and walk in the park and you had absolutely no idea what was going to happen. You were so fully present. If a leaf fell down, that was poetry. If a feather, and you didn't have to know. You were totally content, not knowing. And this is a skill for everyone.
Yes.
Yeah, life skill. And I think there was another poem, if it's okay with you, perhaps I can read it as well. It says, sometimes we don't know what moves us, and yet we move. We don't know what tickles us, and yet we laugh. We don't know what penetrates us deeply, and yet we cry with joy. We don't know what lifts our burden, and yet we fly. And when we long for burning, we easily catch fire. And when the time comes to enter the ocean and vanish into the dance of oneness, we become the river.
Wow.
I truly needed to read that to myself today.
Wow.
This is what we're living right now. We just had this poem truly expresses what we did with the women's circle last night. We were together as women with a candlelight, singing and feeling this beautiful love from within our hearts. And then we start to laugh. And we laughed so hard that we became one laughter of God, one laughter of the universe. And we are so shaken and moved by this laughter that we became speechless afterwards.
Wow.
And it's exactly what your poem says when it says, I become the river, I vanish. We vanish. We literally vanished for a while. And when we returned, we looked at each other and we knew that some type of new being has been introduced in our own consciousness. And now we're looking at new selves entering the room, and leaving to go home. So it was quite extraordinary. And none of it was planned. It was because we were willing to sit down into the mystery and say, what do you want us to do?
Yes.
And this poem I'll have to share. Later today I'll have to share on my women's group post, because they will appreciate the language that you're giving to what we just experienced just a few hours ago. And it's truly stunning to me how everything flows and explains one stage and the next step, and everything is there to accompany us.
Yes. And most of all, it happens because you have allowed, and the heart is open.
Yes.
And just it moves through you. there is no effort in doing that. You don't have to plan to write a poem. It's just coming through you. You became a poem itself, and you are a poem itself. So there's no effort in doing this. It becomes natural. It becomes like singing, and your whole being flowers in doing that. And you are, instead of writing a poem, it feels like you are blooming, and everybody who passes by you just smells this aroma, this fragrance of you.
Yes.
And it is so touching, and it is encouraging everybody else to open up.
Yes, to blossom, yes, to let it is a lotus of the heart, and it's like blooming, and it says, I want to bloom, let me bloom. The sunlight is shining, you know.
Yes.
And we just have to cooperate with that blossoming, with that blooming, and not hold it there to stay close. And, yeah. Oh, how beautiful. So what should we share with our friends watching as we're wrapping up our conversation? What should we share? What would you like, something else to share briefly, so that we can leave them with this desire, with this longing for more poetry in their lives?
Yes, maybe I can share a poem also.
Yes.
And this one is called Hidden Gold. Hidden Gold. You are a lord, not a beggar. You are a lord, not a beggar. You are a hidden gold, not a metal. You are a hidden gold, not a metal. Why do you walk on earth like a mortal? Why do you walk on earth like a mortal, like someone who is fearful? You are a source of light. Why do you continue resisting light? You are the source of light. Why do you continue resisting light? You are the emblem of wholeness. Why do you split yourself into fragments? Why do you split yourself into fragments? You came out of silence and returned to silence. Why do you like hiding inside noise? You came out of silence and returned to silence. Why do you like hiding inside noise?
Oh, this is perfect. This is a perfect ending. Why do we like to hide inside noise, dear friends? We would love, absolutely be so delighted for you to join us, perhaps once a month, for a virtual poetry circle. Guthema and I have been speaking and being inspired today that we need more of this. And for ourselves, really, it starts with us, with nurturing our hearts. And the more we nurture these beautiful hearts and we find the fullness of the moment together, then the more we beautify the world around us. It's very simple.
Yes.
We're here to beautify our own world, which is our own being. So out of this being comes the world. So we want a better world. Well, we take care of this being. It's very simple.
And
right?
And as you know, the whole world is starving for love.
Yes.
The whole world. If you look into somebody's eye, you can see hunger, endless hunger for love, endless hunger for poetry.
Yes.
So when this arises within someone, there is a sudden awakening, there is a sudden blooming, a sudden music playing inside somebody's body, inside somebody's eyes. Music is playing inside somebody's heart. Yes. There is a dance, there is an endless dance.
What an invitation to co-create.
Thank you so much.
Yes, to co-create sheer joy and magic and bless ourselves. So we will post updates, we promise. We just wanted to give you a little taste today and reconnect on the Zoom video virtual world here. And I'm very excited because things are happening naturally. They're not planned by our
Yes.
minds. They're just being, they're flowing through us. And to me, that's a sign that we are indeed ready, step up the game and play new roles, co-create new. And so we are very, very much blessed today to have shared this poetry with you. Stay tuned.
Yes.
We will listen to what you have to say, and we can't wait for feedback.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste,
Namaste.
everyone, and so much love.
Thank you. Love you.
Much love.